Today, we have a Tudor that's fallen from grace.
I think the word you used when you came up was abysmal.
Abysmal. Our homeowners are overwhelmed.
We don't even know where to start.
But our designer does.
I need to get to work, don't I?
Returning a home to its rightful majesty on this Curb Appeal. Mark and Pam Greiner have been updating their late 20s Tudor since they fell in love with it 2 years ago.
Lighting, paint, ceiling to floor.
Last summer, they and their 3 children, Will, Claire, and Anna, transformed their backyard into a tranquil English garden. Now, they're hoping to bring that same grandeur to the front.
There's no color, there's no interest, there's nothing to really bring your eye to the house.
A tired landscape, a treacherous yard, and overbearing dark trim make this English Tudor look tired. I did not expect such a beautiful backyard back here, I have to say.
I understand if you've seen our front.
Well, why did you guys choose to do the backyard first?
You know what? It was equally bad as the front yard, and this was a smaller, more intimate space that we wanted to be able to use.
So we have a big yard, we have a big house, so we're going to need a designer who can handle such a big challenge.
Right. Someone who could take what we did here and take it out front.
I think we might be able to do that.
I hope so.
Great.
We are Curb Appeal after all. Designer Don Felix already has some big ideas for this house.
I love all the traditional elements of the Tudor. We've got brick, stone, wood, stucco. This house is gorgeous. I can't wait to get to work. Pam and Mark, this is a gorgeous house.
Thank you.
I really love the English Tudor look.
And the yard?
I think the word you used when you came up was abysmal.
Abysmal, uh-oh.
From forgotten planting beds to overgrown bushes, the family dog seems to be the only one digging this yard.
We were able to do the backyard last summer. Would like to bring it around the house and into the front.
So let's incorporate a little bit of what's in the back.
I would love
front.
to.
The side of the house feels unfinished with 2 sinking pillars and no gate between them.
To me, it is just one big monolithic wall with, square windows and nothing to really offset them.
What do they like?
We loved the brick and the stonework and the character that we got with the old house.
Okay.
It just maybe could use some tweaking.
Yeah. I see the stone maybe needing to be cleaned. It may be brought down into the landscape a little more.
I don't like the sidewalk leading up to our home. I think you could have a much grander approach to the home.
Pam agrees that the cold cement sidewalk doesn't fit with the beautiful stonework found in the front porch.
And we like the house because it's old, but this isn't adding a lot of character.
The last issue to address is the house color and the overbearing look of the turret.
We like the curve on the house, but we don't necessarily like just how it's a big brown. It doesn't bring out that curve. It doesn't show off that part of the home very well.
Well, I need to get to work, don't I?
Without wasting any time, Don puts pen to paper. The plan includes painting the house a slightly warmer tone of beige for a more updated look, while contrasting dark trim will maintain the traditional Tudor style. Don will continue the natural stone theme with the retaining wall, stone pillars, and 2 new paver walkways, including one that leads to the side of the house. A variety of traditional plants and a freshly sodded yard will pop against a neutral-toned house. Finally, a series of iron accents, including new lighting and a custom trellis, will add a polished look to this classic home.
I am really excited about all of the color that he's going to bring to what's now a very bland front yard.
What I like is all the structure he's bringing. We love the old stone and the additional walkway he put in, so we've got extra access to our house. I think that's going to be great.
Our first and biggest project gets started when nearly 1,000 square feet of stone is delivered, with a price tag of $10,000.
That's why real stone's so expensive. I mean, all the time that went into each individual piece.
But it provides a truly authentic look.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think there ever was any question about going with the natural stone over the manufactured. For the age of our home, the natural is just the right choice.
Because Pam does have questions about choosing a house color to complement the stone, she enlists some extra help.
My friend Christine is an interior designer, a very good interior designer, and she helped us pick out every color of the 100 gallons of paint that went into the inside of the house. So just for fun, I got her to help us with the outside of the house.
So while Christine and Pam talk color,
I really like the way that when you look at this house, you can tell that they pulled the colors from the stone.
Don and I get our hands dirty, making room for the new perennial garden on the side of the house.
There it goes.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's do this as destructively as possible.
Yeah.
A few days later, Christine talks paint colors with Don.
And we've really kind of come up with two different color schemes.
Cool.
One being more of a tone-on-tone example where the house is light, the trim is a little bit darker.
Okay.
And then another one where we go with the same house base color and then a darker trim color.
Don meets with Mark and Pam to discuss the options.
I sort of like the tradition of a darker trim. I do like the contrast, and because we're going to get a lot of these colors down in the landscape with the stone.
While they all agree on warm beige for a house color, the trim decision is put on hold.
I think that any one of these colors would work awesome.
I think we just have to see them up on the house.
Yeah, we
to
just
make
need
the
to
final
get a
decision.
paintbrush and start getting messy.
There's nothing messy about this makeover. So far.
Coming up, a sample gone wrong.
You watched them get half the house painted and you had to say, stop.
Pam accessorizes,
I think we should add some more jewelry.
and Don makes a promise.
I'm guaranteeing them that I'll go over budget.
The Greiners are a happy family living the American dream, but their dream home has lost its luster. With the help of our designer, their tutor is getting the royal treatment.
In addition to stone, Don wants to expand on the existing ironwork to add dimension and interest to the home.
We like to accessorize, don't we, Anna? Yes, this will be fun.
While the ladies shop with Don, back at home, the lawn is cut back and the front step is removed in preparation for the stone retaining wall and pillars. Don wants to find a design theme for the iron that will complement the circular pattern in the existing railing.
I'm always drawn to the scrolls. They're just, they're kind of nice, they're
More
soft.
traditional, yeah.
I also like this for style.
Choosing the right finish for the iron is essential for the design.
I would like to see something a little bit richer than the trim.
Next, they turn their attention to the arbor, which should remedy the problem area on the side of the house.
I think it'd be fun to make an arc on the top and maybe make the gate arc and then work maybe that circle theme into both.
Oh, I think that'd be really pretty and softer.
The next day, Don meets with a stone expert to discuss his elaborate design, which includes a new second walkway from the house to the driveway.
Basically, you see the existing walk, how it has this gentle arc up to the front steps. We wanted to pick up kind of Y off this arc in a very similar fashion.
Don plans to veneer the walkways with buff-colored flagstones similar to the style of the existing front steps. A border of red clay pavers will tie the design to the brick on the house.
Natural wall stone with the natural coloring
Yeah.
to accent the features of the home. I think that'll be super.
Even Will is excited.
I like it that we're going to change our front yard and get more grass. And so we'll have more room to play.
A sample of the house color is up, and Pam is relieved that it's only a test.
What Christine so wisely recommended we do was paint just part of the front of the house.
Although you painted a pretty large part.
Pretty large part, but the larger sample we have, the better we can see what we're working with and what direction we need to go now.
And that sample has clearly told you go in a different direction.
Over the next few days, work continues on the dry stack wall. Because it's constructed without mortar, each piece must be precisely cut and fit. Then, the footings are dug for the monuments.
We need the footing to go below the frost line, and we're going to kind of connect it all together with rebar. We're going to construct the monument, and then the wall is going to be built into the monument.
Construction is happening at every corner as the frame for the second sidewalk has begun. Everyone is happy when the house is painted a lighter shade of beige.
When first they painted the house, I didn't really like it because it's like a mustardy color. But then we changed it and now I like this color kind of better than the other one.
Mark and Pam paid $42 a gallon for a new self-priming two-coat paint system that is formulated specifically for stucco.
Stucco likes to let vapor in and out all the time, especially in a climate like this where there are so many different temperatures and humidity levels and things like that. So something that's flexible, breathable, that's not going to let moisture back in is imperative.
While they spent about $10 a gallon more than traditional exterior paint, they saved both the cost and time involved with painting a primer.
So the paint color is finally on the walls. Is there some relief there?
Yes.
There is.
Well, I'm about to take it away because we have to decide on the trim.
I show Mark and Pam 3 options: deep espresso, their current color, a light shade of caramel, and a warm chocolate brown.
So what are your guys' thoughts?
I really like this brown. I like that it has red undertones, which I think would be nice with the brick.
I agree with Pam. I think that's kind of a milk chocolatey color, and
Right.
that's what I like.
Construction continues the next day when the concrete is poured, giving the sidewalk some shape and setting the foundation for the monuments. A few days later, the cinder block bases for the stone veneered monuments go up with ease. I tag along with Don and Pam to find some simple, traditional plants that will pop against the light-colored stone.
Now, are we looking for color?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I wanted to use the Pixie Meadow Bright for our coneflower. The thing I love about the Pixie Meadow Bright, Pam, is they stay low.
And for height, Skyrocket Juniper.
Well, I'm not fond of this. It looks a little tall and skinny, and I like a bush or a plant with
Some well-fed plants.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I like. Is it possible to get something tall and thin yet full?
No.
No.
PG hydrangea tree was one of the trees that.
I requested,
Yes.
actually.
Yes. And they, I think it looked great in and around the perennial and annual garden.
Oh, good.
The thing that I love about hydrangea too, they hold their flower for such a long time.
And then they're nice dried.
So with this, we can decorate the outside and the inside. Perfect. We'll take 2.
Coming up, a monumental decision.
I'm leaning more towards the flagstone.
A change in plans,
I was expecting roses.
and Mark shares the secret for a successful exterior remodel.
I'm used to saying yes, dear. It looks lovely.
Even before our makeover started, the Grinders liked the combination of stone and brick at their front entry. Now, our designer's given them 1,000 square feet of reasons to love their new yard.
Over the next few days, the tedious task of working with natural stone continues. While Don power washes the old sidewalk in preparation for the stone veneer, the red clay pavers are lined up like train cars along the edge. This colorful accent will help tie the landscape to the existing brick on the house. The veneer work begins on the front columns, while the side columns are just getting their start. Meanwhile, progress in the wall is slow but steady. The next day, the chocolate brown trim goes in the house, but this time, the turret is left untouched.
Our turret before was that real dark brown, and now we've painted it out the color of the home. So we really think it softens the house, and we like it. We think it looks really nice.
When the iron accessories arrive, it's clear that the penny vein finish Don chose is a great complement to the new house colors.
I thought I really wanted to stay with the black wrought iron because it's traditional, but then we went to the shop and I got to see all the options, and I'm really glad Don wanted to go with the penny vein. It's really pretty with the trim of the house.
Even the old railings have a new look.
We've actually taken the 2 existing pieces that were on the house, removed them, did some restoration work on them, and coated them to match this.
At only $20 a foot, refinishing the railings was well worth it. Another perfect match is the design on the window grills.
When they came in to install the iron, what they brought instead was an iron grill, is what they called it. And it looks really wonderful. It brings out the design of our existing irons. We really like that as a change.
The only debate is where to place it.
Just a piece of jewelry going on the house. This goes where you think it looks the best.
Pam finally settles on placement, but she isn't quite ready to give up on the window box idea.
I think we should add some more jewelry.
Yay, we like jewelry.
What do you think, Mark?
Of course, yeah. That'd be lovely, dear. I couldn't agree more.
Good answer.
While the stonework continues,
Aren't you guys done yet? When they said forever, they meant it.
The sinking pillar and everything around it is removed from the side of the house to make room for the arbor. When the plants arrive, the whole family pitches in.
Okay, the plants are here, you guys.
One unexpected addition is the Minuet Weigelia.
The thing that's cool about these guys is they stay small.
Okay, and they bloom?
And they're ever blooming, so they give us color.
All
Similar to like a rose, shrub rose. This is just an ornamental grass, feather reed. Variegated grass. The thing I like about this particular grass can give us some height.
You know, he's changed a few things from what we originally talked about.
I was expecting roses, and these really look like spirea to me.
While spirea is not one of Don's favorite plants, it was the practical choice for the landscape.
I want to use roses, but we're so shaded with our canopy, with the silver maple.
Right.
I was worried that our roses would die in the front.
I have an awful lot of confidence in Don and just how it pulls together. He's got a lot of good ideas. I'm learning more or less to say, yeah, no, he knows what he's doing, I don't, so I'll let him go.
Installing the arbor immediately brings a new presence to the side of the yard. Adding the window box to the second level softens the turret and adds dimension, all for just over $450. The monuments are almost done, and it's time to decide how to cap them. But it's Pam, not Don, who comes up with a winning idea.
We have flagstone on the walkway leading up to the pillars, and I think it would be nice to incorporate it into the pillar.
My wife thought that was a good idea?
She did.
I do too.
You are a very smart man.
I am, yeah.
While the crew plays with a giant flagstone puzzle, the perennial garden comes to life when the second round of plants are delivered.
Are you tired?
No.
Really? Because didn't you rope your wife into designing the perennial garden?
I did.
Okay.
She's awesome. She's an awesome designer. Her ability to work with perennials, annuals, I mean, she's really good.
Okay, so Pam will be happy with her choices.
Indeed.
Now, are the mums going to be a border?
Yeah, I would like to use the mums as a border, and you'll have that color late into the fall. But down here I have some purple fountain grass that I want to put right along here with the mums, and it's going to give you a really pretty backdrop under the windows.
Beautiful, and beautiful with the dark brick and the light flagstone.
Yeah, the colors are going to complement each other really well.
While the garden is set, the flagstone is mortared into place. Don adds one more accessory when he has the house numbers sandblasted onto a piece of stone and placed on a monument. This unique detail adds richness to the design at a cost of $375. The kids have their own artful idea for the monuments.
And these are just the most recent pictures of us.
The priceless addition is sealed for history. The stone edging is placed, and the new sod is rolled out. From the perennial garden to the long-awaited window box, Pam finally has the color she wanted at a cost of $5,000.
Dare I say it? We are only a stone's throw away from finishing this makeover.
Coming up, the pieces of the puzzle are complete.
It is so beautiful. I can't believe it's my house.
See the final transformation next.
When we started this project, we had a big house and an even bigger yard. And while the house needed some detail work, the landscape required a major overhaul.
Mark and Pam Greiner love nothing more than relaxing in their recently redesigned backyard. Unfortunately, they found bringing that same beauty to the front of the home to be an overwhelming task. Foreboding trim work, a neglected landscape, and a boring cement sidewalk hid the true character of their home. Designer Don Felix brought bold ideas to this tired Tudor, transforming it from dated to dramatic. Rich colors, iron accents, and traditional stonework give this manor a commanding presence. While the white stucco with dark trim was characteristic of the era in which the home was built, it was also cold and drab. The warm beige with a lighter chocolate trim lends a subtle updated look to the house while maintaining its traditional style.
When you look at the whole house and you look at the stone and the brick, the paint color really works, and I love the trim color. Love it.
Before, the yard was uneven and patchy. Now, stone walls and abundant planting beds lend definition, style, and color.
I love the monuments. I think the monuments really kind of anchored everything. It really has a nice, just stately feel.
The old concrete sidewalk did little to enhance the grand stature of this home. A new Y-shaped walkway connects the stone theme from the front door all the way to the sidewalk and also to the driveway.
Well, I think the natural stone sort of stays in line with the traditional Tudor.
Before, the front of the house seemed stark, lacking color and detail. Now, iron accessories with a unified pattern add dimension.
You know, I was kind of skeptical when Don suggested we change the finish color, but I think you would never know this wasn't the color when the house was built. It's sometimes kind of hard to believe that this is my house, actually.
Couldn't be more pleased. I mean, at the end of the day, you go into a big project like this and you don't know quite how it's going to come out. From paper to reality, reality's great. It's beautiful.
I know there's been a lot of work done on this project. Endless hours of blood, sweat, and tears, and in the end, it looks like you haven't really done anything at all.
I haven't.
In a good way. It looks like this house has just been here for decades.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, you know whose opinion matters most? Guys, how does it feel to have your yard back?
Exciting. It's awesome.
Is it? Yes! Does that mean a big applause for Don?
Yeah.
Yes! Yay, Don! We're done.